What's going on? We're here with Usad from the band Pepper, chilling at the house, chilling at the House of Blues.
Yeah, Orlando, Florida.
Nice. Tell us about the current tour that you guys are on.
Yeah, it's just a kind of, as everyone probably knows, normally we spend like 7 to 8 weeks on the road doing a U.S. tour, but this summer we have a real big tour that we're doing with Slightly Stoopid, which is like bigger type of amphitheaters, you know, like 5,000 to 8,000 seat places. So we're kind of got to lay a little bit low. So what we're doing now is we're doing 17 shows in the U.S., which is the current tour. It's called Playboys in Paradise.
You already have tickets.
Oh, right.
Right.
Then we directly, can you hear, or is Coach too loud? Jesus Christ. So anyway, we're basically sneaking in any shows we can, because doing these bigger venues for the first time this summer, some of the promoters are like, you know, we gotta make sure we sell the maximum amount of tickets. So anywhere we can sneak in, you know, kind of going around their helmet, anywhere we sneak in, that's where we're on this tour, Playboys in Paradise. And luckily we rolled through Orlando, which is always one of the best places for us, always here at the House of Blues. And then directly from here, the last show of this tour is in New York, and then we fly straight to Amsterdam.
Nice.
It or not. How fitting is that? But we go to Amsterdam and we start the European tour with Flogging Molly, your favorite Irish band, Flogging Molly. So and that lasts through about June 5th, I think it is.
Okay.
And then June 5th we end actually last shows in Dublin, Ireland. So our first time in Ireland, Pepper's first time in Ireland.
That's
with
awesome.
Flogging Molly. It's going to be a milestone for sure.
Very cool.
And then we fly back. We only have like 3 shows in June, and one of them is at the pool, the Hard Rock Cafe, or the Hard Rock Hotel, excuse me, in Vegas, and that's June 20th. If you want to make something,
nice.
That's a good one to make. But and then also the big news is on July 22nd we have the new Pepper album coming out, Pink Crustaceans and Good Vibrations.
Did you read my list of questions? You're answering like everything already.
Really? Nice.
Cool.
I'm just giving you the rundown of what's happening.
Cool.
So that's the beautiful thing about being in a band is not only is it like the best job in the world, and we thank God every day, but your whole year's mapped out for you, and you're just like, okay, what am I doing for this whole year? Okay. So it's kind of convenient in some sense. But then, yeah, the album, it's going to be out on Law Records, which is Pepper's record label. We're doing it all ourselves.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
Well, I guess we'll jump around a little bit since we're talking about Law Records. I know it's the record label you started, and you have a hometown favorite, the Supervillains, on the label.
Right, Orlando's finest, the Supervillains.
How'd you guys run across those guys?
Well, backing up a little bit, it was actually my dad that started the record label, Law Records.
Okay.
Because in the early '80s, he had a hair metal band called The Law, which that's like the logo from the record label, that like etched out stone logo was his band's record. Nice. Or his band's logo. And they were about to release their first album on Law Records in '83, but everything like fell apart, like cliche, drugs and women, like tore the band apart, whatever. They were doing really good though, like selling out everywhere on the Sunset Strip, and then so whatever it whatever was dormant for decades, and then probably in like '03 we realized that we owned the master to our first album, which we'd recorded in Hawaii in like '98, and brought it over to California. And so the people who were distributing it then were like, well, we're just going to take this and do it ourselves, and we're like, we can do it under Law Records. And then so we did that, and nothing really. And then it's funny because going back to the Supervillains, first time we ever came to Florida was in late '99 or like early 2000. It was a surf video premiere tour, like real small scale, probably like 6 shows in Florida, and we actually opened up for the Supervillains in Fort Lauderdale at some like movie theater type place, and that was the first time we met them. It was like, I don't know, maybe first 5 or 10 bands we'd met when we moved from Hawaii to the mainland, and yeah, we kind of kept in contact, kind of lost contact, and then here actually right at the House of Blues maybe 3 years ago, they brought us this album, which is Grow Your Own, which was released on Law Records, which was their last album. And just so happened they didn't have a record label to release it. We were like, well, we have our label. We haven't done really much with it, but we can basically take you guys on tour with us and give it a shot, and let's see what happens. And that's kind of been the theory the whole time is, we'll bring bands with us on tour, put them in front of a crowd, release the album. Just really, Law Records is about developing bands. You know what I mean? We're not. It's the exact opposite of a major record label, or major record labels, like, especially nowadays, like, oh, do you have a gold record already? Have you sold a gold record? Okay, we'll sign you, like, and we're going to take % of your merch and all this stuff. So we're all about just finding bands that play music that we think is really good and needs to be heard, and that we appreciate and that we're fans of, and it doesn't matter if they've never played a show or they've played 10 shows or whatever.
Right.
And, I don't know, we're just all about making sure music that deserves to be heard is heard, you know.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about.